Jackie from Bronx Baubles, and I'm super excited to bring you another interesting video. This video is piggybacking on another video I recently did called Vintage Costume Jewelry Inspired by 7 Famous Women. And I enjoyed that video so much, and so did you, because you all told me you did. I decided to bring it back. I am so stoked about bringing it back. I think I'm gonna make it into a series because I've collected enough pieces that I can do this several times for you. So I am glad to bring to you Vintage Costume Jewelry Inspired by Famous People, the new Bronx Bauble series. Yay! I almost wasn't able to make this video. I had such a disaster. My closet sprung a leak and I had to remove everything from the closet, and it was one of my most packed closets, and everything got overtaken, this whole entire apartment. I have things everywhere, and oh my God, and it was just too much to even explain. And I have a special guest coming in on Tuesday, so all this has to be cleaned up so that my special guest, who's my adopted German daughter, is coming on Tuesday. I'm so excited to see her. And I'm going to Puerto Rico the following week. So I got a jam-packed week, but I couldn't let another week go by without producing another video for you guys. I just knew I needed to do this. So I got myself dolled up and ready, and this video is going to be really exciting, and I hope that you enjoy it. You let me know. So without further delay, let's just get this video started. So today's video, I'll be focusing on 5 famous women and the vintage costume jewelry they will be inspiring. And I think going forward with this series, I'm going to stick to that format of just showcasing 5 famous people. They could be women, they could be men, they could be people who identify as other than, they could be famous portraits, famous legends, all kinds of different famous everything, maybe even famous influencers as well. And that's going to be my new format for this series. I am so excited to show it to you. So for my very first person today is one of my all-time favorite fashion icons, and it's Miss Iris Apfel herself. Miss Apfel was born August 29th, 1921, and she is an Astoria, Queens girl from New York. Now, I lived in Astoria, Queens back in the 1990s. It was the first apartment I got out after I graduated from college, and I loved living in Astoria. I love all the bakeries, I like all the coffee shops, I love all the Greek vendors. I just loved Astoria, Queens. And it was super close into Manhattan where I used to work. And so Miss Apfel is a legend. She is 101 years old and she's still living. And we have to protect Miss Iris Apfel for all our dear lives, because we don't know how much longer we're gonna have her, and I hope to have her forever. She is an amazing person. She is a fashionista. She is an interior decorator. She is a legend. She's a sage. She is a very big influencer in fashion. And what I love the most about her, other than, she has the most amazing fashion, is her equally amazing jewelry. Yes! I first became influenced by Iris Apfel when I came across her exhibit at the Nassau Museum on Long Island. It was just a weekend drive. We decided to veer off a little bit, go to the museum, because I love to go to the museum, and her exhibit was on. Her exhibit was for this rare birds of fashion. And oh my gosh, when I came upon her exhibit, I was mesmerized. I fell in love. And that was back in 2008. And I've been in love with Miss Iris Apfel ever since. At this exhibit, they showcase Miss Apfel in different like tableaus and fashion tableaus, and they showed how she put together her fashion and the jewelry she matched up and paired with her fashion. And there happened to be one bracelet in particular that I was so giddy about because I actually had the same exact bracelet, and it was the beetle encrusted in lucite bracelet. And I'm going to show you that bracelet another time because you know what? I love Miss Afro so much, and I have so much jewelry that's influenced by her that I think I need to do a video dedicated solely to Miss Afro. I want to show you Miss Iris Apfel Bakelite Amber collection. Oh my God. When I saw this jewelry, I always think of Iris Apfel. She has the most amazing collection of jewelry. And what I love so much about her is that she doesn't only buy high-end stuff, but some of her jewelry is just incredibly amazing. But she also purchased jewelry in the low end. She'll go to the 99-cent store and buy jewelry. She'll go to the African market. She'll go to the Indian places. She'll go anywhere that sells jewelry. And she doesn't care if it's highbrow or lowbrow. She just knows how to put pieces together. And this particular set right here, I actually purchased from a lady on Columbus Avenue. And she told me that Miss Iris Apfel herself purchased her pieces from her. So you know I had to go and buy my pieces too. And I just love it. I just love this so much. Take a look at these pieces here. I don't know how much of this is just plastic, or is it real amber, or is it bakelite? I'm not sure what it is because I haven't tested any of this, and one day I will have to do that because I just think this stuff is really amazing. I bought this particular piece in Southampton at the end of the season at a vintage store. I just think this is great. I can hang it up on a wall as a decorative piece. I can put it over my head and wear it as a necklace if I am so bold. But I just think it's lovely, and I love Miss Iris Apfel. She is my #1 style icon. Miss Apfel, you are a legend in my eyes, and I love you so much, and I hope we meet one day. So let me know if you'd be interested in me creating a video on the vintage costume jewelry influenced by Miss Iris Apfel, and I'll review these 2 books. If that's something that you'd be interested in watching, leave me a comment and I'll be sure to do that for you, because honestly, I just love her so much. Next famous woman that influenced an entire generation and still influencing people to this day, and that is none other than Sarah Jessica Parker herself. March 25th, 1965. And she was brought up and raised in Ohio from, I think, a family of 8 siblings or something like that. And you know, she was brought up in a very modest household, but she was extremely talented, and she came to New York to star in very famous Broadway shows such as Annie when she was just a young child. But she since went on to do other famous movies, but the one that she's most known for is Sex and the City. Sex and the City was an HBO series that started back in 1998 all the way through 2004. And it spawned 2 movies and a revival called And Just Like That back in 2021. Sarah Jessica Parker played a character called Carrie Bradshaw. And she had a group of girlfriends that would meet and talk about all kinds of things that were never ever talked about on TV before. It liberated women to feel empowered, to feel free, as though, you know, and to revel with their girlfriends. And people just love the series. And I think one of the pivotal characters in the series is none other than New York City itself. My only complaint about the series, and I was a dedicated viewer, was that there wasn't enough representation of minority characters. Not enough Latinas, not enough, African Americans, not enough Asians or Indians. We needed a little bit more flavor and color. So I'm glad that in the Just Like That series, they added a little bit more flavor to the show. But Sarah Jessica Parker became a fashion icon, and she was known most importantly for her shoes. But she also had a lot of accessories that she was known for. And the costume designer was Patricia Fields. Yeah, I actually got to meet Patricia Fields last year at the Manhattan Vintage Show, and here's a picture of us. And she was a very, very sweet lady. But she created this incredible costumes for her character of Carrie, where she mixed and matched different colors and different styles. But one of the famous accessories that Carrie wore was none other than the famous oversized flower brooch, which is this one that I'm wearing right here. So I am so excited to have purchased this from Etsy about a year ago, and I just love it. And this is my homage to Miss Carrie Bradshaw herself. And I think it looks great. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I love it. Carrie debuted the big oversized flower brooch in season 3, episode 2, when she broke up with Big for the second time. And if you guys can imagine, that was 21 years ago. And this flower brooch is still going strong to this day. And in fact, it made an appearance in 2021 in Just Like That. When Patricia Fields put the flower brooch on Jessica Parker character Carrie, it was supposed to signify a couple of different things. It was supposed to be symbolic of a spring coming on, and a new, fresh relationship, since she had just finished breaking up with Big. And after Big passed away in 2021, she brought that flower brooch back out again. This oversized brooch was very made popular by Sarah Jessica Parker, and people are still wearing it and rocking it to this day. And I can't wait to rock my oversized jean distressed flower brooch. For my next famous woman who influenced vintage costume jewelry, it's someone who is not really known. They believe her to be a real person, but they're not sure who she is. And it's by a famous painter. And it's none other than the girl with the pearl earring, which is a painting done by an uber famous Johannes Vermeer, who is a Dutch painter. And they believe that this painting was painted back in 1865. And the painter wasn't always known as the girl with the pearl earring. That name came about after the book with the title The Girl with the Pearl Earring was published, and then the painting became famously known as The Girl with the Pearl Earrings. But previous to that, she was also known as the Girl with the Turban and Mona Lisa of the North, or the Dutch Mona Lisa. And some people believe her to be just as famous or even more famous than the Mona Lisa. She's housed in a museum in the Netherlands, and she gets just as many visitors as the Mona Lisa. And she is just made super famous. And there were actually a couple of famous actresses who portrayed her. And one of the more famous one was none other than Scarlett Johansson. It was a really good movie. I believe it was nominated for some Oscar awards. And it was a fictionalized story, a sort of made-up story about who the girl with the pearl earring was. And look at these earrings. I think these earrings sort of epitomizes the girl with the pearl earrings. And one of the most alluring things about the girl with the pearl earrings is the way she kinds of tilts her head back and kind of looks over her shoulders, and the focal point is this pearl earrings. She has her lips slightly open as if she's about to speak. And it's believed that the pearl earrings that she wore, it's not really a pearl earring. I mean, there's so much debate over these earrings, whether they're real or not. Mikimoto didn't discover the pearls until much after the painting was painted. And so those pearl earrings were either made with tin or actual pearls. I have this version too, which is a little bit more on the Baroque side. I think this sort of matched the portrait better than these do. But you know, for people who might want something a little bit more, I don't know, exotic, you can wear something like this. And I actually have a third pair. So for those people who have very sensitive earlobes, or for those people who just don't want to wear these big gaudy things, you know, I am known as Titi Gaudy. So I have another version for you. If you want to imitate the girl with the pearl earrings and look a little bit like Scarlett Johansson, you can wear these earrings. You can see the difference between these big gaudy ones and these demure ones. And I think these are just classy and timeless and gorgeous. So what do you think? Which pair would you like to wear? My next famous woman influencer was an American socialite. She created such a scandal in the royal kingdom because she had none other than King Edward VIII fall in love with her. And his love and desire for her made him abdicate the throne. He actually gave up being a king to be with his love, Miss Wallis Simpson, also known as the Duchess of Windsor. Duchess of Windsor was born on June 19, 1896, and she passed away in April 24th, 1986. Edward's love for Wallis was legendary. He created such a crisis with the kingdom because she was a twice divorcee. She actually fell in love with Edward when she was still married. And she had a secret affair with King Edward, although they tried to hide it. She got divorced and he abdicated the throne and they quickly got married. And they were ostracized by the royal family. I mean, this was of the times, so it was pretty scandalous. The fact that she was an American socialite, the fact that she was twice divorced, the fact that she was having an affair with him before she even married him, while she was still married to her previous husband, was just, it just created a sensational scandal. But he didn't care. He loved her so much that he showered her with jewels, and the jewelry collection that she amassed was absolutely incredible. The one piece of jewelry that I drool over is the blue agate chalcedony necklace. Oh my God, it's so incredibly gorgeous. What I want to show you is the incredibly famous flamingo brooch made by Miss June Toussaint for Cartier back in 1940. And the brooch that she had was probably maybe twice as big as this, maybe even 3 times as big, but it's the same exact idea. And she absolutely loved this piece, and it was one piece that she wore over and over again. It was one of her favorites. King Edward commissioned this brooch back in 1940, and it just got completed right before they had to leave France because World War II was just beginning and they had to get out of there as quick as possible. The original brooch was made with emeralds, rubies, diamonds. It even had a citrine for the beak. It was incredible, beautiful piece. And this was actually the piece de resistance at the auction, and I think it's the Sotheby's auction back in 1987 when her jewels were put up for sale after her death. It's just, she had incredible, beautiful jewelry, and King Edward just loved to give her all these jewels, and he had great taste. And so this flamingo brooch is inspired by the Duchess of Windsor, Miss Wallis Simpson, an American socialite who had a king love her so much that he gave the throne up for her. I mean, that's love. That's truly, truly love. For my last famous woman for this series is an incredible woman. She is considered American royalty. Her style and her fashion is absolutely legendary, and people are still emulating her to this day. And none other than I was named after her. Can you guess who I'm talking about? None other than Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, also known as Jackie O, which is actually my name too. I'm a Jackie O. I am so excited to bring you Jackie, because it's rare to have somebody like their names, and I'm one of those rare birds that likes my name. I love to be Jackie, and I'm so glad that my mother named me after her, because she is an incredible style icon. And Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis was born July 28, 1929, and she passed away on May 19, 1994. She was actually born in Southampton, all the way out on Long Island. That's where her family's from. And she visited New York City quite often, and she loved the city very, very much. And she was known for many, many different things, including a fashion icon, a stylist. She was also the First Lady of America when she married John F. Kennedy Jr., and she became the First Lady in the White House. She saved the White House and made it what it is today, this incredible showpiece that represents America. And she did the same for Grand Central Station, which happens to be my absolute favorite place in New York City. The day that John F. Kennedy was assassinated, Jackie Kennedy wore this amazing, iconic raspberry pink blue clay Chanel jacket with some navy blue trim. And she coveted this one particular necklace from Coco Chanel that her daughter, when she worked at Sotheby's, found it at auction and bought it for her mother. And it's this iconic necklace. This necklace is called the Jackie Kennedy Coco Chanel paperclip necklace, because the stations look like paper clips. And this necklace was featured in QVC by Cameron and Cross. They were commissioned to replicate and reproduce all of Jackie Kennedy's jewels, and this is one of the necklaces that they produced from Coco Chanel. This is covered in 18 karat gold, electroplated, and the stations have these rhinestones, and it's just beautiful. And it was one of the necklaces that she coveted it very, very much from Coco Chanel, and her daughter found it for her, and I thought that was really super sweet. Could be remiss if I didn't bring up the 3 pearl strand necklace that I just love it so much. In particular, this one picture of little John Kennedy Jr. was playing with it, and on his mother's neck. I just think that was just such a sweet picture. Any mother would be happy to have a picture like that of their child playing with their jewels. Oh, my friends, that's 5 famous women and the vintage costume jewelry they inspired. I love putting this together, and I actually have enough to make another video, which I hopefully will be coming out with soon. And I'm putting together a video on vintage costume jewelry inspired by 5 men. I cannot wait to finish that video off so I can show it to you. I had so much fun putting this video together. I'm so glad that I got the strength, and even despite all the mess that I have in my apartment, that I hopefully will get cleaned up before Alicia comes and visits me on Tuesday. I'm so glad that I was able to put this together for you. I hope that you enjoyed it. And my subscribership keeps inching forward. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Let me know which one of these pieces of jewelry you like the best. This video is all about the comments. All about the comments. You share with me your stories. And I think that's what I love the most. So don't forget to leave me a comment. Click on that like button, turn on that notification, and make sure you subscribe. So with that, ciao!